Hey beautiful people, welcome to my channel, The Thought Philosopher, where we talk peace of mind, mental health, and being your best self.
Hi my beautiful people, welcome to another episode with me, Marcia Nyanga, also known as The Thought Philosopher. And today we'll be talking about indecisiveness and how it can literally kill us. Thank you for joining me on yet another episode. If you like something, if you learn something, if I just entertain you, kindly like, subscribe, share, and comment. It will be much appreciated. And as always, let's get right into it. So this topic came to me after I had Sheldon, from Big Bang Theory, talking about Buridan's donkey. And after some further research, I came to the philosopher John Buridan, who talks about a donkey who is placed equidistant between a pile of hay and some water. And because the donkey is both thirsty and hungry, he is unable to make a decision between the two and ends up dying. So to prevent the same from happening to us, not as catastrophic, but yes, some decisions really are life-changing, and to enable us to make better decisions and more timely decisions, today we'll just go through a few points to help us in decision making in our day-to-day lives and to help us not to be indecisive. So the first thing to take into consideration when making decisions is to know your values. So you should understand what your values are, what you believe in, what you take to be the right way to act in all situations. So once you know your values, it will be easier for you to make decisions in terms of how you will proceed, because you believe in A, B, and C and not D, E, and F. The second one is to develop a process. Have a process at the back of your mind on decision making. Learn to also practice how to make decisions as fast as possible when you're shopping, when you're buying groceries, when you're choosing a movie, when you're at the restaurant looking at the menu. Learn to practice the act of making decisions as fast as possible. The next one is to set a time limit. If you have a decision that has to be made, learn to always put a time limit on it, so that by end of the day, end of this week, I should have already made a decision and proceeded to act on it. So learn to time the amount you give to every decision. Yes, the other one is consider the outcomes. So always consider the outcome of each decision. If you choose route A, what will happen? If you choose route B, what will happen? And once you've seen the decision from the end, you'll be able to make a faster and better decision. Always write down your options. That is the next one. Always journal. Write your options down. Like, if I make this decision, what are the pros, what are the cons? So write down your options in terms of the decision that you need to make. The other one is visualize the outcome. So the difference between this and the other one is the other one was to consider the outcomes, which is what will happen if I choose A and what will happen if I choose B. Visualizing is literally putting yourself into the situation. If I choose this route, how will my life look like? How will I be feeling? Who will I be? How will I be acting? So visualizing is literally just manifesting and physically putting yourself at the end of the result of each decision that you make. So visualize the outcome of each decision, then you can be able to make a better and faster decision. The next one is don't fear mistakes. We all procrastinate, or we are all indecisive at some point in our lives because we fear making a mistake, but the grass is not always greener on the other side. And you're damned if you do, you're damned if you don't. So you'd rather just make the decision as fast as possible, and whatever the outcome, water the grass on the decision that you have made. There is no right decision. Sometimes in life, whatever you choose, there will be setbacks, there will be challenges, there will be obstacles. So learn to just make decisions as fast as possible, and whatever decision you have made, make the best out of it. Water the grass on that side of the decision. And the last one is reflect on your decisions. So you can always use past decisions, past situations to see how to compare and contrast your present situation. Not always the best option, because in the past we didn't really know as much as we know in the present, hopefully. But if you can compare the two, which is how did I make this decision and what happened, it can help you to better make decisions in the future and be more conscious and mindful of your decision making in the present moment. So that is the part for some strategies that can help us in decision making. So some possible reasons for indecisiveness, some reasons why we take too long to decide, or we don't decide at all, or we procrastinate on making a decision. The fear of making the wrong decision. And as I mentioned before, there is nothing like a wrong decision. The worst thing is to be indecisive. If you are in that state of limbo of not knowing, that is the worst place to be. You'd rather just make a decision and go with it than water the grass from the side of the decision that you have made. The other reason that causes indecisiveness is fear of failure. And as we've said in this channel before, failure is inevitable. You will fail. It will happen. So you'd rather just prepare your mind for it. Make the decision. Kinda. Always jump. The net will appear. You might land on the pavement and hurt yourself, but trust me, the net always appears. So just make the decision, and remember that fear is just an emotion. It is not a fact. So fear of failure is another reason why we are normally indecisive, but failure will happen whether you choose or not. So even in that moment of indecisive, you are already failing. The next one is fear of the consequences of success. Yes, so as much as most of us, or some of us, fear failure, some of us actually fear success, which is something that was brought to my attention and I found very interesting. But yes, some of us really do fear success. Like, we know we can do it, we know we can be amazing, we know we can be big, we know we can actually succeed in this thing, and we actually fear that success. So learn to train your mind to be okay with good things, to be okay with winning, to be okay with the best, to be okay with abundance. It is something that many of us might think comes automatically, but not to all of us. Some of us are not accustomed to winning, or maybe it has not happened in a very long time. So we actually fear success, fearing that it will only come for a minute and leave. But we need to train our mind and practice being okay with winning, with awards, with abundance, with prosperity, with things working out. So just train your mind and improve on the positive self-talk that yes, things will work out for the best and I will be okay. So yes, the fear of success, which also comes with a lot of responsibility, a lot of, explaining to people how you got there and all that. But we need to learn to be okay with success and to not fear. The next one is worrying about what others think. Yes, this impels us all. I am also very conscious, mindful of, oh, people will think this, people will think that. But I have learned that people think about me very little, actually. And I'm okay with that. So as we've also said in a previous video where we talked about people not caring, people don't care as much as we'd like to think. And even if they do, the amount of time that they will have you in mind is very negligible compared to what you're trying to achieve. So remember that people will judge whether you do the right thing, whether you do the wrong thing, whether you fail, whether you win. People will always have something to say. So go ahead and do it. Give them something to talk about at the end of the day. Perfectionism is the next one. We always want things to be perfect. We want even the nitty-gritty things to be the way they should be. And I have nothing against perfectionism. It's just that I am learning to understand that it does not exist. Nothing is perfect. Nothing ever will be. We are not perfect. No one is perfect. No one actually knows what they're doing half the time. And if you do, congratulations. So this idea of things need to be perfect. So the idea of perfectionism is an illusion, and the faster we realize that, the faster we can learn how to make better and make decisions more easily. And the last one is psychological imperfections and psychological factors like anxiety and depression, which we all come across either at some point in our lives, and those ones we always or we most likely need professional help or help from an external party. So if you can see a therapist, if you can find a mentor, if you can find a group to help you navigate through anxiety, depression, all that, then kindly do. But always know that sometimes, yes, life really is too heavy for us to make decisions, and we should be kinder to ourselves. We should go easy on ourselves. We're not always in the best mood. We're not always in the best physical and mental and spiritual state to make decisions. So if you feel that you're overwhelmed and it's too much, it is always okay to just take some time and postpone making the decision until you feel you are in a better position to. But yes, those are some of the ways to become better at making decisions and to cut off indecisiveness in our lives. Thank you for watching yet another episode. As always, if you like something, if you learned something, if I just entertain you, kindly like, share, subscribe.